Hearties. This is Valley Voice Editorials, and I am Marg from San Diego.
And I'm Jennifer from Seattle.
I'm Lori from Alabama.
And I'm Gail from San Diego.
Woo, woo. We're so happy that Gail could join us today. We've wanted to bring in Hearties extraordinaire from all over. And of course, I know Gail from here in San Diego, from the Hearties, as well as she attended the Hearties family reunion last year. And it happens that she's a big fan of mystery. So we thought she was a great person to include in this one because we're getting some clues on what's coming for April 6th. Is it April 7th? April 6th. I have so many. I have like Aaron's movie on the 6th, and then we have our premiere on the 7th, and we have Viv and Natasha on the 13th. Okay, April 7th, we have some clues as to what's coming down the pike. We want to talk to you today. It is March 21st when we're recording this. We will post it exclusively on our official Hearties Facebook page tomorrow, and then in another few days on YouTube. So if you want it right away, you got to go to our Facebook page. We're just having fun with this, but if you want it when it's fresh, because you know how the news is coming these days, it's coming so fast that literally the minute we record these, it's like there's something new coming along. So today we are going to start off by talking about the very interesting and casual photo of Henry Gowan that was released for season 11. In the kind of the gallery shots, he's very dressed down. We do not see him in the fur collar, the coat, and the whole, persona that we expect from Henry. So what are Hearties making of this, you all? What do you think?
I'm loving the dress down Henry. I think he's been so in the really early seasons, he was so stiff and so formal and so mean and crusty and
dark.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Dark, yeah. And now it's like he's shedding the just kind of the old self, right? We saw the redemption, we saw the complete turnaround and just how much he was holding on to a lot of guilt and just sadness. And I'm hoping season 11, he's shedding the old self and really ready to just kind of embrace what.
Yeah, I think that was the number one comment that I saw was that he's their favorite character arc.
Oh, so
Hearties love him. They love him. And the thing is, remember that coat, that huge coat that pretty much entered the scene 2 minutes before Henry did, just about.
Yes.
And it just seemed like it was so heavy, and it was almost like maybe I was thinking about this. Maybe he was hiding his true self, and like you said, Jen, he shedded. He had to shed this awful skin that he put over himself, and now we get to see the real Henry.
I always thought of that coat as like the Cruella de Vil coat.
Yes. Yes,
absolutely.
It really is.
Yes.
Wow, that's a great analogy. I love that. It's really true. All right. Yes. From a mystery standpoint, does it tell you anything, Gail, that he's shed that big coat and he's kind of dressed down?
I agree with Jen and Lori that I think he's comfortable in his own skin now. Before, I think when people dress up in designer and things like that, they're trying to portray something. They want respect. They want people to look up to them. And now he realizes through this whole redemption arc that people love him for who he is. He doesn't have to portray anything anymore. So now he's smiling more. He can dress however he wants. He loves playing with the kids in the dirt and the garden. And I think
he tells jokes.
He tells jokes. And so I think it's like shedding that facade. And now it's the real Henry that we're seeing.
Yeah. So moving on to the big preview that was released on St. Patrick's Day that Lori, you posted on Facebook. We do see Henry again he might be working outside, and Joseph comes up and kind of shakes his hand. Anything we see there? I mean, more continuing relationship ministering to Henry, clearly.
Well, Joseph says, "You seem different to me." And Henry says, "Maybe I am."
Mhm.
So it seems like Henry's getting more and more comfortable with who he is, and that it's okay if he's not this big man about town like he portrayed himself for a while. It's okay if he's just Henry.
Right. Although our friends at Shine, which is the Australian, is it New Zealand?
I think
Good
New
is
Zealand. Good is
Australia,
That one's New
and
Zealand.
Shine
yeah.
is New Zealand. So then Shine came out with their password protected, but then it got leaked. And that one, it looks like Lucas does offer him some kind of job. So that will be interesting.
Well, there's got to be some temptation there, some temptation to where he has to decide what
right.
he really wants.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so shifting gears to the preview, there's a lot in that full preview. It's
So
open.
about I have to watch these previews like 3, 4, 5 times because there's so much. It's like, what did I miss?
Packed.
Wait, what did they say? Wait,
And
what is
pushing the pause and going back? Pushing
Yes.
the pause, going back.
Seriously. So it opens with Elizabeth talking about, the world having infinite possibilities. Then it goes right into that darling little kiss on the cheek with May, like tag you're it and running off at like a picnic or something. Can we pause for a moment?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
so
cute.
cute.
So cute. And amid Hardy's making comments that some of the scenes kind of seem familiar or having been done before, we've never seen that. We have never seen the kiss and tag. It's adorable. I am so there for it. It's precious.
I mean, those two just seem absolutely smitten with each other. It's gobsmacked. I love it.
So yeah, so I paused for a long time at that scene because it was just too darn cute. Then we have a flash to Lucas where it says, Bill says he doesn't remember anything. Does he literally say he doesn't remember anything from that night? Or does he say he doesn't remember anything?
I think that's as far as the clip said was he
doesn't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll get to that. And then there also is a little snapshot of little Jack with Nathan at an Easter egg hunt. Like Nathan is helping him with the Easter eggs and stuff. So did that about cover it? Oh, well, of course, there's Rosemary and Lee, like kind of looking at something like about the investigation.
Well, was that the one that is the one where they actually had like the board?
Mm-hmm. That was
right.
Was that Lee or was that Bill in front of it?
No,
I think it was Rosemary and Bill.
Rosemary and Bill. I mean, Rosemary and Lee.
But was it Rosemary and Lee or Rosemary and Bill?
I believe it was Rosemary and Lee because Rosemary and Bill
are having tea or coffee or something.
Was in Bill's booth, and I think it's Nathan across from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Gail, tell us how you gained this love of mysteries and give us your thoughts about what Rosemary's seeing. What are your theories or what are your thoughts?
Oh my goodness. So I grew up, I'm an only child. We had one TV in the house and I was the remote control, changing channel. So my parents loved to watch Columbo and Murder, She Wrote and Matlock. So it's kind of funny because those are now still on Hallmark, but this was when they were on CBS or NBC or whatever station it was. So we would always be like, oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see that? So I got it from my parents, and that was our time. We'd watch TV and we'd watch these mysteries together. Then fast forward 30 years, my mom's having a lot of medical issues, take some time off to be with her. She's watching Hallmark it's Hallmark Mysteries now, but Hallmark Movie and Mystery Channel. And there's Lori Loughlin and Garage Sale Mysteries, and there's Aurora Tea Garden. And so they were it was nice because around that time too, there's more shows of slashers and blood and guts and things like that. So I like the murder mystery part of it, but not all the gross stuff, right? So I got hooked on that. And then of course When Calls the Heart. And then I'm sitting there in what season was that? Was it season 9? When the Canfields come in, I'm like, that's Fincher from one of the series. And it took me probably 2 or 3 episodes to not see him as Fincher, who, he was in that series. And so it was great. And now it's like, oh my gosh, all these people from When Calls the Heart have been in all these mystery shows too. So, and especially the garage sale mysteries that you had, the old Spurlock, the original Spurlock, Lori's husband on the show. Ava is her daughter. I believe even and was Aaron Buckles, I believe, was in one of the episodes. Yeah, it's just so funny. So there's all these crossovers that I love. But going back to the previews, so it'll be interesting to see when Lucas wakes up, because I went back to look at the last episode of last season, and he says it looks like he recognizes whoever it is who shines a light. The way he looks at the person and says, "Why are you here?" or something like that. Not "Who are you?" It's "Why are you here?" So the person who gets arrested for his attack, if he recognizes him versus if he doesn't. So if he doesn't, is it because he doesn't remember just that portion, or does he have short-term memory? We don't know yet. But if it's just he doesn't remember the attack, but he doesn't recognize that person, so is that really the person who he was talking to last season or not?
Right.
It's interesting. And then, of course, pausing and zooming, Lee and Rosemary are looking at, in the murder mysteries, it'd be called the murder board, right? And
we'll have to have a different name for it.
I don't know what it would be, but it says that the person confessed, and it's a full confession. I think that there's something else going on, but I can't really tell what it is yet. Is it tied to the water thing? Is it tied to the governorship? We have heard from press releases that somebody from Lucas's past comes. So is it tied to his past? But it's very interesting. And then it says that Nathan comes home from an investigation and Bill doesn't think that it's correct. But then in one of the previews, he asks Nathan what his gut's telling him, and he says that something's not right? So it looks like, I don't know if it's a scapegoat with a person who's gotten arrested, or if there's 2 storylines intertwined together.
And what's your gut? Is he going to have full-on amnesia, or is he just not going to remember that night?
I think he's not going to remember that night for sure. How far back his memories go, I don't know, because it says he's filling into his governor role. And if he really has bad amnesia, I don't think they would let him do that.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see if he remembers any part of the campaign, or if it's just that night, because does he remember that Elizabeth broke up with him?
Yes.
Or does the amnesia go that far back, or is it just he just didn't remember who attacked him?
Right.
guess we'll have to
And
wait. And see.
I think wasn't there a Hardy who said today that they thought it could be a ruse, that maybe Bill is just saying that he had amnesia as a way to smoke out the true, perpetrator or whatever. So
There's another one of the previews that shows Bill at his desk with a folder, and there's a mug shot, but you can't really see what it is. And you can see Rosemary's coming up the door, but then they cut to something else. So I don't know what is going on there, but definitely Bill does not. I think he doesn't think that the right person was arrested.
well, we have the right people on the job, no question. Between Gail, Rosemary, and Bill, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this on track. We're gonna get this figured out. Okay. Moving to the little Easter egg scene with Nathan and little Jack. I think this is where the heartstrings really get pulled on both sides, because of course the way that Lucas and little Jack bonded was so important to Hardys who loved Lucas and Elizabeth. And of course, no one has anticipated that blended family, the dream of that blended family, more than, fans of Nathan and Elizabeth. So, all right. Any other comments we want to share about? I mean, it's so cool to see an Easter scene. I don't believe we've seen that on When Calls the Heart before.
Oh,
So,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Remember
I
that.
love that they're leaning into, now having Joseph, there as the pastor, they're leaning in a little bit more to, oh, well, we're going to have an Easter celebration or
Yes.
something like that. And I mean, let's just be honest, anything with little Jack, I'm here for it.
Mhm.
He's so
Oh yeah.
cute.
Yeah. Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. With a
Mhm.
little Easter suit.
Can you
thing.
imagine
Oh,
what
oh,
Goldie will wear? I just can't. Yeah, Goldie's going to be in something
Oh
adorable.
my goodness. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
Mhm.
yeah. I can't wait to see all their little Easter outfits. They're so
Oh my
cute.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. So moving on to the second preview, I think posted the same day, which was just exclusively really focused on Elizabeth and Nathan. And it looks like this, whether it's eclipse, or we're not really sure what the celestial thing is that's happening, something in the stars, but the Coulters have come over to Elizabeth's porch and everybody's gathered and Nathan's invited and I think Allie's there, and so it's all like a little family scene looking up, and then he comments, she says it's beautiful, and he comments that, or he looks at her and says it really is, or something like that. And is that also the same one where they have the like magic touch between them with the books? Is that the same? I think it's
I think that was at the start of the full one.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Very big
we
thing.
have some electricity happening over books. So,
Mhm.
all right. So what are Hardys saying about all of this?
I saw some comments where they thought that Elizabeth seemed calmer than she did past seasons, and maybe seemed to be a little more comfortable with expressing herself. I saw some comments like that, which is interesting.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
Well, last season she just seemed just so torn. Her heart just seemed torn and being pulled in so many different directions that hopefully she's now figured out what it is she really wants.
Indeed.
Hopefully she has, and maybe that's caused her to be calm and calmed her to be more confident. I mean, she went through a lot from season 4 onward. She has been through so much with losing her husband and then having a baby and having to make it on her own that she probably just needed some time to figure everything out.
Yes, the town threatened, her son beginning to ask about her late husband, all of it. And just certainly we're hearing in the script, the infinite possibilities. It's like having made this very major decision to break off her engagement, maybe we're now seeing her enter a new a new phase. So yeah. Moving to Viv and Natasha's movie premiere and photos. Couldn't be more excited about The Legend of the Lost Locket coming on April 13th. I mean, what a week this is going to be. We're going from Aaron's movie to Viv and Natasha's movie. Okay, is it me or have Viv and Natasha? Well, I don't think Natasha has, but has Viv ever headlined a movie before on Hallmark?
I don't
not-
think
I'm
so.
not aware.
Not to my
Mystery.
So it's, and they're somebody said they're producers as well, so that's interesting. So your thoughts about well, I will just say in the preview, there's a couple things. One is I noticed that there's some kind of ball that occurs during this. They're in Massachusetts in a made-up town because one of the Hardys looked up the town because they didn't recognize the name. They're like, where is this town? I live in Massachusetts. I've never heard of this town, and it doesn't exist. But in the made-up town, she's an antiques dealer. She's looking for a locket, which I think they hint has some ability to bring love to whomever
I'm an
receives it.
antique dealer.
Saturday, April 13th.
Do you think the missing half of the True Love locket is in Wilmington, Massachusetts?
To find the missing locket,
Do you really believe that the locket will bring you true love?
she recruits a modern-day knight in shining armor.
Were you planning on attending the ball tomorrow? Well, you are now, and I'll be your +1.
When Calls the Hearts, Natasha Burnett and Viv Leacock star.
I don't like it. It's too dangerous.
I won't be in danger.
Legend of the Lost Locket premieres Saturday, April 13th at 8 on
The
Hallmark.
locket. So
yeah.
what else did you observe? What are Hardys saying? What do you see?
Well, Hardys are super excited that Natasha, well, they either didn't realize that Natasha has an English accent, and they
Is
weren't
from-
sure
is
at
from
first, like,
London.
oh, is she doing that for the movie?
Right.
Or,
Yes.
or is that? And so I'm personally super excited to have a movie that she can just speak how she would normally speak. And it's so cool to see the difference because the cadence in which she speaks for Minnie and the cadence in which she speaks for this, it's so completely different. And the two of them together are fabulous anyways. So
That
It's
whole
gonna be
scene that scene that they show where they're eating sandwiches or whatever, and she said she ordered chips and she got potato chips instead of fries. I love that.
I'm sure I ordered chips.
You did.
We call these crisps. But chips are fries here. Yes. Sorry, I forgot where I was for a moment.
That is, I can imagine that would be a conversation they might have had early on in their days on When Calls the Heart and said that, where's my chips? Well, you didn't order fries. So it's really cute. That really is. I love that scene. It's really cute.
Gail, did you see anything that appealed to you?
I have a feeling in this movie that comedy bantering is going to be taken up a notch. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Great. And Rothgar, Ned Yost, is also in the film. So we do see some of the preview photos of this ball that takes place, which is a period ball. And blow my head off. They look so dashing. Viv in that. I mean,
the costume designer outdid themselves. I don't know who it is, but oh my gosh, amazing.
Well, I love Rothgar, so I can't wait to see him in this movie.
I can't either.
He's always fun in the movies that he's in.
Yeah. So any further thoughts on anything we've talked about that you want to throw in? I mean, what a week we're gonna have.
I know, and what's coming out next from Hallmark or Super Channel? Good. What's next? What are we?
Yes, I mean,
never know what's around the corner.
They kept us on the edge of our seats until their full preview. We got the other countries' previews, but we did not get Hallmarks until this week, and it's just a rush. It's just a rush coming. So,
well, yeah, like a fire hose coming at us.
All right. Well,
I'm wondering if there's more more previews or sneak peeks that will be in Aaron's movie.
Yes,
Yes,
presumably
they
so.
Oh,
Presumably
Or
so.
anything
Yes.
leading up to it. But I'm wondering because a lot of times they'll do that. They'll throw in a
like an
sneak peek here and
exclusive
there.
or
That's
yeah.
a great
Yeah.
point. And we spoke to Johanna yesterday, our Molly Sullivan, and she's in the movie as well with Aaron. And she said there's a whole bunch of promos that are coming. So I didn't. Did
Okay.
you guys realize that Johanna Newmarch was in it as well?
No.
So
That's cool.
blind date book
Hey.
club. Yes. Am I saying it right? Blind date book club.
Yes.
So yes. So we have a lot of When Calls the Heart stars that are going to be dazzling us. And Hardy's, you're the star of our universe. So stay tuned. We're going to continue to bring you these Valley Voice editorials up until the premiere and as we can throughout the season. So you're going to want to go to the Facebook page to see them, subscribe to the YouTube so you don't miss any of our chats, because we have Johanna and Mamie Laverock coming, and then we have Aaron Krakow, and then it's on and on from there. Viv and Natasha, and presumably soon the writers. So we have a lot more to share. We can't wait to see you. Hashtag Hardy's on Twitter, X. We will be there fueling those ratings, making sure that this season 12, season 13, season 20 is on its way. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.